Now, uh, I have some family members who were raped, honestly, in the Gulf States. Uh, Torture us. We are being tortured there. Who's behind it? Many dark groups, starting from the West. Things to do with nowadays and the centuries before. They're just that's it. The West is behind it. Mainly the biggest dark group. Now I'm gonna talk about this woman. Okay, this woman, the lady in India, who was raped by 4, gang raped. This is not the first, not gonna be the last. There is a lot happening and no one is knowing about it because it's not reported. Now, in India, this happened. And they took the body, the police, so the government, the officials behind it, and they burned the body. This is the rituals. Without their family to come and see her body or maybe take pictures of the terrible thing that happened to her. But the act of the government taking the body and pushing the family away and just burning it, this will put a big question mark. I'm gonna here in this video explain to you something about the so-called Hindus' faith, which was empowered, of course, by external powers that came there and did a lot of damage to India when it's come to damaging the light. I upload this video and I have dealt face to face with the environment since after 11 September, the inside job and invading Iraq, with people who are always saying, you can say that India is wonderful and India is beautiful. I will understand, because India is a beautiful country, beautiful continent, a wonderful, and the people there have a wonderful history. And Islam prospered there. There is a lot of native Indian Muslim, and I respect them, and I respect all Indian, all good Indian, and I respect India as a continent and a country. It's have a wonderful history. I mean, at the time, regardless. But if you say that India is better, then India is something, and you, Ishmaelite, are nothing. India is this happened. Additional to that, this of course after what happened last century in the Gulf States and how the Saud House became a monarch and all of this problem. My date of birth is 1982, and I was surrounded with this. It is my duty to change. I mean, Abdullah Asiri, the man who was behind the constitutional change, constitutional kingdom, المملكة الدستورية الشورية. I talked to the man face to face, and I have even mentioned to him, right, you should send to the government, either you give us what we want, constitutional kingdom, or a republic. Right now, the Saud House must be prosecuted based on the law. The Saud House, also the Gulf States, but Saud House and others, look in Emiratin, and the intruders as well to humanity, who rape us and torture us. And he said, either we do something, this is what he said, or no, we need to do something for our coming generation. He said this, for our coming generation, and I listened many times to him previously. And of course they didn't wanted me, they didn't like my kind for a reason. So, because the coming generation deserve from us something. Like any other nation, you understand me? So I dealt with so many even saying the so-called Hindu faith is better than Islam among the intruders. And among the losers and betrayers, and I couldn't even, I explained to each one, and I had enough. I can't speak. The government is shutting everything in my face. I cannot upload videos there. There is a lot of conservative, traditional, and laws that need to be treated in a positive way. They are not allowing us to treat it in a positive. They are treating it in a negative way, creating problems that will be shown right now. The service of the society. This is another topic. So I'm gonna explain to you why they took this woman, this victim, 19 years old, exactly the same age when she was raped in Emirates, by 4 men, and they burned her. I'll explain to you. I want you to talk to my friend. His name is Ballo. He's from India. Now you're gonna talk to him, okay? And he'll explain to you why they did this, and he's only gonna explain to you the facts and the truth. His name is Ballo. He's a native Indian. He's a so-called. I'm not sure if he's a native India. He said no. He said he is originally outside this India, but he is a nice person, nice so-called Hindu. He will call himself Hindu, but this is my opinion. Now I will give him the mobile, and he will continue explaining to you. Good day, everyone. My name is Ballo. That's me. I am Ballo, and I am from India. I am Hindu. Mine Tariq is calling us so-called Hindus. No, I am Hindu. Hindu, there is a lot of religion, lot of gods, but we are all Hindu, okay? Now, why we burn this lady? Because her family need to understand. If they are good Hindu, worshipping the god Kutubani Chinde, if they are good Hindu, if they are nice, they will understand that this is the law of Kurikiniki Tato, okay? The pyramid of human like this, okay? Or the levels of human. You understand me? I am Hindu, not so-called Hindu, Hindu. From where we bring this law? We bring it from, I don't know, we just found it. This is how, it's not corrupted, this is how it is. You die now, in the coming life, you maybe become politician, or doctor. So you need to move, circle. Sometimes farmer, here homeless, okay? Here very poverty. Here son of a bitch. Here very rich man. Here politician. Here leader. Okay, understand me. This girl is from a family that is from this level. Okay? So she stay this level. This level are servant to the upper level Hindu level society. Okay? This level, if she was raped, killed, I understand. Tariq said that. 1 second. You want to say something? Come on, Tariq, say that. Now you need to remember that the so-called Hindus there are using secularism to empower themselves and destroy the threat from Islam. This happened after 11 September, the inside job, and after 4 centuries of colonizing India by mainly the West. And now, that's why I have predicted the future, that after the devil, when the devil said, no more secularism, no more atheism, dark groups, Islam is weak, the so-called Hinduism will show its, what do you call it, this? Anyaba. It will show you its real face, and it will be very powerful. The so-called Buddhism, the so-called Shiism, which had nothing to do with Islam. And even Judah, which have nothing to do with essentially what the Israelis, because they used to kill themselves by it, Jews. Understand what I mean? And the so-called Christianity, worse than medieval time, but now it's atheism, secularism. Yes, the devil is using politicals and things. Maudi and others like George Bush Jr., Crusader and Jewish capital, he's using them, the so-called Shiite Mahdi things, just to destroy Islam. Once Islam is destroyed, at that level, the devil what will do, just to prepare the final tribulation, will say, destroy secularism. Let's return back 16th, 17th century or 15th century without the light that came from from God by fire. For example, a messenger, who Muhammad, the final messenger. Without it, you understand me? That's tribulation. Within this era, Muhammad until the return of. I have brought in so many videos explaining about this. Anyway, if you're smarter than me, you don't know, you understand, you don't understand that. That's it. I'll return back to my friend Balla. What happened to you in your country first? By your Muslim, but it's a body. Badating Gasha, but get you to body run, but body don't need what do you saying? He's saying he apologized for the nice so-called Hindus. He apologized. Let's only laugh. Go to back to Saudi Arabia. Look what he fucking you. Fuck you. What a Gandu. What a bagel. Gandu Dungar. Dungar, but in the Gandu. I return back to you. So, This is the level. God, hoti potte, and the spirit kotachun in there, in the rules of Kocha Maku Muruna Aguru, said that you are born from this Dalit level. You give us all servant for the upper, special upper level. They fuck you, they rape you, you keep your mouth shut. You didn't involve white race, human right, other nation. You don't expose what we are believing is. Okay? So this level. The tourists coming, we can't do nothing now. Tourists are considered level. Coming from other country, we should do fucky because upper level Hinduism. Some of those upper level are announced, not even Indian. What we come, your political system, the law of Kurimana hashtag Kututo. So this is the level. She's from here. The leaders, the monks, knows that the perfect way to not make it a big scene and keep it mouth shut. There is media, there is international laws, there is things. Burn her. They take picture, then everyone scream, make noise, look what happened. These 4 guys shouldn't be hanged. If you hang them, this is big mistake. They are from Bugo, Lukaringa, upper level. You understand me? This, I want to speak again. You take a part to go Saudi Arabia. You cut, look what happened to you. Bothering us. Give me mobile. Give me mobile. Come on, Pallu. Come on. Easy, bro. Easy. Trying with you to be a Muslim. Especially that you are your level. Maybe your children sometimes. You never know what will happen with your roads. Now you understand what he's trying to say. Do you? If you're smarter than me, him, more you understand it. So if they could keep it down, they would do it. So the devil wants just to destroy Islam there. That's it, Islam, the light. Once it's destroyed, there is no chance to bring the word of Allah. Okay? The threat is not the so-called Christians. No. Or the fuckers, the so-called Israelis. No. Or even the so-called, Islam itself. The rules, equality, there is equality in certain rules to certain areas when it comes to hijab, things, but with the law, it is the same. The son of king, if he rape, he's executed. Okay? That's Islam. And the king should be announced by the Muslim Ummah, not to be imposed by external power like king, sultan or khalifa, not king. There is no king in Islam. The king in Israel, a certain period. Now, no, khalifa or prince or sultan. It sounds sultan or sultan akbar, khalifa. So, this is the game. This is the plan. Once we go to this tribulation, the collapses of the international economy, some people, this will never happen. Exactly. This is how your mind. Why world? This is exactly what I'm trying to say. Why World War I happened? World War II happened. The destruction of the house of. Why there is a nuclear bombs? I'm not gonna say special scenario. I mean, do you know that they can have some nuclear bombs and put it in the ocean down, boom, make a flood and something like this? What do you call it by S? Make flood. Regardless, keep it for 4 months and boom, I don't know. I don't want us to talk about this, but regardless, when the economy, the electricity, international there is even in time prophecies. When the electricity is off, when things like that's off, when there will be no Twitter, no Facebook, no freedom, no journalists, nothing like this. When this happened, then the so-called Hinduism, which have crossed the time of trying to hide itself and trying to weaken Islam or light, and the whole world is divided and problem is happening, that time, this type of women, the number of them being raped will be doubled, executed, doubled. They will be in slavery because Hinduism believe in slavery. The so-called Hinduism faith. The dark reformed itself so that the so-called Hindus have developed levels of in the society as slaves. I don't want to go deep in this, and I think I explained here and here. You need to check to study. And I always say the truth. And it's far worse than my explanation. Please don't read this video. We're not talking about slaves coming, Roman bringing slaves from Africa and bringing them before the Messiah, 500 years and 300 years and 600, before the Messiah, son of Virgin Mary. At the time when the Israelis were favored, they used the Romans to go and bring some slaves from Africa. And so many revolted. You remember the army of slaves that was executed. And so many mixed there, and you can find those. I don't want to go this. Israelis never went there, and they don't mix. They run a different location after the attack of the Roman. But this is not the case. Even at the time of the captivity in Iraq, so many went to Ishmaelians. Not all went to Persia. Now, this is not the case. Paulo, he wanted. He's looking at me and angry. Oh, his eyes is red. He's really angry. Take it. You have said everything, Tarek. Everything you said, you fucking potty totanna pangatai tonterlana band bagal dumpen dangandu bungar dungar. Okay. I'm telling you right now. Leave him alone. Hinduism is a good religion. Good style. So they belong to this level. They need. Now she shouldn't die. Raped, yes. Fucky. You shouldn't kill her. But she's killed. If her family, this society, this level of society are believable in Hinduism, we cannot force them now. We can push them with pressures, but we cannot force them. Like my school is gonna develop itself until it becomes very crazy. Maybe at that time I will be executed myself. We don't even know. Will not be find any place there because the schools of Satan, of monkeys and pigs change itself. Okay, yeah. So this level, they need to accept it. There is a lot among them. If she raped, she shouldn't refuse. For want to fuck, spread your legs, make them fuck you. Doggy side, backside, make them happy. Go house. And you will be appreciated by monk. The monk Conti Balota will appreciate it. Okay? Do you understand me? There is no time right now because I need to close. I think by this you understood what's happening there. That this level of society need to accept this as a submitted servant slave. There is other levels as well of the society, and they shouldn't refuse or reject the law. And if there was no human right and things and whatever, the monks would say, take the body of your... Sorry, Bella? No, I'm gonna do it this way, mine. They would say, take the body of your daughter. Are you now saying goodbye to her? And she's doing, I'm sorry to her. This is not a joke. I apologize. It's terrible with the elephant taghut face. They say the elephant taghut face. They see it. I know that you're saying this. You see it coming to you. I know elephant and other. Wallahi, I see it, man. No problem. Wallahi, I see it, man. But anyway. طاغوت ساتان شغال مع البوذية مع الهندوس مع هذا ودي إليفنت المهم طواغيت والشياطين المهم هذا واحد قاعد يجزنا والله على ما أقول شهيد. So they would say, honestly, they would say if there is no humanitarian issues and the West can see right now the bigger power and other things, and they would say, did you see your girl body? And the girl is like this. I'm sorry, she's dead and I am sorry. This is not for you. I'm saying it before Allah. Unacceptable. And a very terrible, her spine is broken. She's tortured in a terrible way. Okay? Sickness. Are you finished? Did you see your daughter? Now, cremacification. What do you call it in English? الحرق. Burning her dead body. And then they will take her, and then will put her away in the burn. And the family, if they say anything, this is not now. If there was no humanitarian, this is at the time, just at the beginning of tribulation. This will happen. Who's behind weakening light? Who? Many dark group. One of it is the so-called Hindus. What's the biggest? Russia is behind. China, so-called, is working as well. Directly and indirectly. But directly and indirectly, both ways, in a huge quantity of attacks, the West. See, you're very favored. Of course, Russia, I understand. Africa as well. Yeah. There's creep things happening in Africa. I'm just showing you how those who call themselves atheists sometimes are the biggest creators sometimes of insanity and unjust. And the so-called Christian, the so-called Jews, sometimes worse. And sometimes less worse. So I need some explanation at this point. So I'm serious. So they said, burn her. We try to hide it. There is other family who are just enslaved. She was killed. Then the police will come and they will say, tell the police, write it now and sign. Oh, you will never admit this, Bella. That she was dead by herself. He will say, I am from this level, Delta down. Yes, she died. And then he will come. Our God Chikakuna will protect you. 1 second. Our God and the spirit of Gotimad will bless you. And bless your daughter now is in heaven. Our Hindu parent, for example. Or your daughter will return back to life as a great leader. Yes, or politician. Or doctor. She will never be, sometimes doctors, sometimes on other levels, raped and things, but this is a different way. The same levels. But when someone from the upper levels, consumed with this belief, looking at this, he take his relax. Sometimes they are forced to hang them. But at that coming time, no hanging. They just need to cover it up and say, yeah. Depend on the levels. This is their society. Bella, you run away. You hate me. This is the levels. Should write it. Maybe if I am settled. Maybe with accommodation or something. Benefit maybe. Or working. I would buy some papers. Programs. Just scream like this. Today we have the subject of A, B, C. Just explain to you. This point, this point. Oh my God. I can do a lot of damage to the enemy of light. Anyway, it's terrible what happened. I think if you're smart with more knowledge, you understand exactly what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry for what happened to her. It was, listen to me, resourceful with that. It was a creep crime, but not the first. Worse, creepiest crimes happened before, more than this one in India. And guess who is creating the rape atmosphere and harm to humanity atmosphere in Gulf States, Ismailian territory? Many, inside and outside. But the West is the biggest.